So it wasn't that long ago that I featured an homage on my channel from Saint Martin. And I am very excited to actually show you one of their watches that they say is not an homage. It's actually an original design from the brand. Whether or not it's an original design, I have to say I am very impressed with the quality of their watches, and it goes the same for this watch. At this price, they are making a really great watch. Let's flip the camera and take a look at an original from Saint Martin. So very recently I featured my first Saint Martin here on my channel, or Saint Martin, depending on how you actually pronounce it. That was an homage to a Rolex or Tudor, depending on how you actually look at it. This is their own design, or at least they claim this is their own design. And I have to say, I do like the setup of this watch. It is a very sort of original design. I would not call it an original design. However, it's definitely not a direct homage to anything, but I'll get into that in just a few minutes. It comes in the exact same packaging, and this watch is actually cheaper than that watch that I featured earlier in the summer. So it gets a little keychain underneath here, it gets your warranty card and strap changing tool and all of that other good stuff that you got with the more expensive watch. Now, this watch is well under $300. We'll talk about price in just a few minutes, but what you're getting for that money is a lot. First off, you're getting the NH35. So this gets a Seiko movement inside, so it's the NH35, but you're also getting a ceramic bezel that is sort of an orange red. I'm not sure if that's actually loomed. We will do a loom shot at the end. You're getting a glossy black dial. It's a very deep inky black dial. Applied indices, those are filled with lume, and then hands that are sort of similar to what Ming offer. So the hour and the minutes hand, however, they put the minutes hand in sort of a burgundy, reddish, orangish color to sort of match that bezel. And I believe those are filled with lume. And then you have a very interesting second hand. I don't want to call it a sword hand, but that's kind of what it is, and that is all white. You have the applied logo for the brand at the 12 o'clock, so right below the 12 o'clock index. And that's basically it. Above the 6 o'clock index, it says automatic, and the depth rating, this is a 200-meter dive watch. You have a rotating bezel. It's made out of stainless steel, so the entire watch is made out of stainless steel. Let's listen to the bezel action. Really good bezel action, and everything lines up. So the 12 o'clock index is right between the 12 o'clock at the chapter ring, and then of course the pip on the bezel lines up with all the rest. So very good. Now obviously you have a crown here at 4 o'clock, sort of like an SKX, but the case is definitely not like an SKX. You do have screws for the spring bars. So these are real screws. I actually tried it. There are no spring bars in this, and there's actually no quick release because there are real spring bars in here. I mean, excuse me, real screws. So that is pretty awesome. And then of course the bracelet, and I think they went to town on this bracelet. It's gorgeous. So you have polishing on the sides and brushing on the top. It's sort of like a multi-link bracelet, I guess. Is it their own design? No, but I think a lot of brands use this type or style of bracelet. You get giant screws in here. You could use like a normal hardware store screwdriver for this. They're enormous, which is great. And then you have a very nice buckle, and I actually was very impressed with this buckle on the first Saint Martin that I featured here on my channel, the homage. This is just a very vintage style buckle, and it has a really nice polished edge and then a really nice plaque in here. Looks really good. You don't get on-the-fly micro adjust, which would be nice, but you do have manual adjustment here, and it's only 4 positions. They could have put probably 4 more positions, but they didn't do that, of course. You know, that's just something maybe for the future they can improve that. It's not that much extra work, I don't think, you know. But here you get this big push button. They have put these, you know, like oval push buttons, very reminiscent of what you get from Omega. Really nice action, scissor, everything is milled and everything works really nicely. So I am impressed with the bracelet overall, even the way that it attaches to the case. Really very, very nice. The bezel is engraved, and like I said, I don't know if that is filled with lume, but you do get a screwed-in crown with the Saint Martin logo on here, which almost looks like a dollar sign. It looks nice, and then you have a shark on the back of the case, which is of course screwed in, and of course you have a screwed in crown, and that's because you get 200 meters of water resistance. All in all, I think it's really nicely constructed. You have polishing on the sides, and then you have brushing on the tops. You have a little bit of polishing and brushing on the edges of the actual lugs, which is pretty awesome as well. So very quickly, measurements, I think this is around 40 millimeters, so it's 38.9 millimeters, so just under. You do have female end links on here, so very thoughtful design, 47.8 at the lugs, 47.4 at the actual bracelet, so smaller. The effective lug to lug is great. 6.4 millimeters at the crown, and then the thickness on here, 200 meter dive watch with a dome sapphire crystal, 13.2 millimeters thick. Could it be thinner? Maybe, but definitely acceptable at that thickness. This is priced at $263 right now. I know it's priced more than that usually, and they are offering a discount on them, but guys, $263 for what you're getting from this watch, it's pretty damn good. NH35, let's check out the lume, I don't know, but the bracelet alone on here is something that you would find on a micro brand that is a lot more expensive. And I have to say, the quality of the bracelet is very, very impressive for this price. But design-wise, I was gonna just briefly touch on that. The bezel is kind of reminiscent of something that you get from Ulysse Nardin or Omega. I think Ulysse Nardin, they make a dive watch that has very similar sort of notching on their bezel. And like I said, the Ming hands, they sort of look like Ming hands a little bit. The dial itself is just a black dial. You have a triangle at the 12 o'clock. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It's obviously not a copy of anything, but I mean, it's not really an extremely original design. And the design of the case, I guess you could say it's pretty original, but I mean, at the same breath, you could say it sort of looks like a Submariner case that has a little bit of a different position for the crown, obviously, but a little bit different lug structure slightly. How many iterations of a watch can there be? Coming up with a completely original design and charging $263 for it is very hard. So I do think this is pretty cool, especially considering that price. Very quickly, let me throw it on my wrist. Today I have an amazing watch on, a watch I have not worn in a long time, and I really should be wearing this more often. This is my Eterna Advantic, and this is a GMT. It's not a true GMT, it is an office GMT, but you get an in-house movement, a really beautiful ostrich strap. This is the strap that it actually came on. You have these really nice orange accents. It's a really, really nice watch. I think this retailed for around $6,000. Just beautiful. But here is the Saint Martin, and this is called the SN085-G on my 7.5 inch wrist. You can see I have a 7.5 inch wrist. This is a 40 millimeter watch. I think it wears really nicely. It looks very, very good. It looks a lot more expensive, obviously. $263. I don't think it looks like a $263 watch at all. Really. Very, very nice. And the fact that they put those screws in the lugs and the bracelet, as nice as it is for that price, I can't imagine they make a lot of money on each one of these. But who knows? Very quickly, let's do a lume shot. Like I said, I don't know if the bezel is actually lumed, and I am curious to find out myself. Well, the bezel isn't lumed, but I have to say everything else is very liberally applied with lume. The hands, I think, are completely covered with lume, or maybe the entire center portion of the hands are covered with lume. Very similar to what Ming do, so that's pretty cool. And then the applied indices, those are very liberally applied with lume, and then you have a pip for orientation on the bezel, and of course that triangle for orientation in the dark. Really nice. I think they did a great job. Oh, and the second hand that is in white, that is completely loomed. The whole entire second hand made with loom there, so painted with loom. So tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of San Martin? I do think the quality is very, very good. All in all, I like the design. However, it's the quality that impresses me here versus the price tag. And, you know, I sort of focus on value for money at every price range. That's what my channel is really about. And this is definitely a great value for the price that you're paying. You're going to get a really nice watch that is constructed well. It's a quality watch at a very, very good price. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this watch? Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. In the description is a link to Whatnot. Click on that link, sign up for Whatnot, and you get $10 credit to spend on Whatnot on watches. And also I do live streams there, and there are a lot of other people doing live streams, so definitely join Whatnot. And like I said, you get $10 when you sign up. I do giveaways there, and I'll be doing a giveaway very soon on Whatnot. And of course, join my live streams to get more information on that. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.